Hey everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse. And guys, as I said in my previous video, I told you guys I'd keep you updated on any future news about surrounding Daredevil Born Again. And we got three topics to talk about today. I'm super excited to talk about these topics. I've been, kind of posting about these topics over on my community tab here on the channel. I've been posting about it on my TikTok, on my Twitter. But we got three topics to talk about, and the first one we're going to talk about is Daredevil Born Again still going to be 18 episodes? My sister actually had this report, heard this kind of report yesterday that Daredevil Born Again was no longer going to be 18 episodes anymore. We weren't quite sure, what the episode count would be. But I don't know if I trust this because not many people were reporting on it yesterday, but we got a shit ton of people reporting on it now. That's the first topic we're going to talk about. It says Daredevil Born Again will no longer be 18 episodes long as planned before the original was scrapped. And then it says it will now have an episode run closer to the original Daredevil series that premiered on Netflix, aka 13 episodes, because each season of Daredevil, which there were 3 seasons, had 13 episodes. And I'm not gonna lie, I would be perfectly fine if they did a 13 episode season. I think it's better, quality over quantity. So I'm okay with that. Quite honestly, I think the 13 episode count is perfect when it comes to TV. As we all know, we have not been satisfied with the 5 episode count of shows lately. In terms of Marvel Disney Plus shows or just Disney Plus shows in general, some shows might get like 8 episodes, some shows might only have 5 episodes, but usually they stick to the 5 episode or 6 episode count. So I'm honestly okay if it is going to be 13. Now, mind you, this is not these reporters, saying that Marvel, that they know that Marvel Studios is going to do 13 episodes. We're still not quite sure how many episodes we're going to get. I'm really hoping, since they're kind of, really embracing the Netflix Daredevil side of things, and it seems like, especially, with all the reports coming out of, Karen and Foggy coming back, it being, Netflix Daredevil now being canon, and now, a lot of, recurring, members that worked on Daredevil, are coming back. So my take on it is, like I said, I would rather have, better quality over quantity. I don't really care that, we're not having 18 episodes anymore. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, okay, yeah, I always kind of thought 18 episodes, there's a lot they can do there. And that is a lot where maybe we can kind of go off the path of trying to focus on what the story is. We can kind of get blindsided by, us kind of, doing little like side things here and there, and we're not sticking to what the main story is going to be about. So I do prefer it being 13 episodes because we can kind of, stay on track with the story. This gives the writers and the creative team, really the room to really breathe and make a really great story. So I'm really, really happy about this. I actually prefer it. Like I said, I'm really hoping it's 13, but as of right now, we're not quite sure. I've heard a lot of reporters say that they're going closer to what the Netflix Daredevil, series was in terms of episode count, but we have not. It has not been confirmed yet if it will be 13 episodes. I'm really curious to know what your guys' thoughts are on this. Did you guys want it to stay 18? Are you guys like, mad that it's not 18 anymore? Are you guys happy that's not 18 anymore and you kind of have an understanding of probably where they are coming from? They don't want to screw this up. And 18 episodes, they could screw it up. Not only that, you're making a lot of people angry if you would have kept it 18 and making people wait for that second half. So it'd be like 9 episodes here, 9 episodes there, or something like that, to make it 18. I forget. Yeah, like it would be like whether it would be like 8 and an 8 or something like that. I can't like do the kind of counting in my head right now, but they would do a split and they would give us a month before we'd have the next season, which a lot of people would be angry about, and a lot of people would be angry about if the runtime of the episodes were not long. Like I said, I am really hoping it's 13 episodes, but as my sister kind of mentioned it before, we really do not want short episodes. We want like hour-long episodes, kind of like how they were in on Netflix's Daredevil. They were like hour-long episodes. They were hefty episodes where we really focused on character development, really focused on where the story was going, really, and especially some time to introduce new characters, but also staying on the beaten path of where the story was going and from the beginning to the end. So I really, really hope that the runtime is good, and I'm really hoping that, since it's not going to be 18 episodes, I'm really hoping they really stick to that Netflix Daredevil 13 episodes, hour-long episodes. I really hope it's, they give us both of that, because I do not want short episodes, but 13 episodes. It just will not sit right with me. But like I said, you never know. Like, because the one series that was able to really make it, where I was like, okay, like I'm like, I don't need any more. This was actually the right amount of episodes, and this is actually the perfect runtime for a lot of the episodes. The only show that really achieved that was WandaVision, but mainly Loki season 2 and season 1, like the Loki series. Like, that's the only series I will defend from Marvel Disney Plus. Of, yes, it was like 5 or 6 episodes, but, and yes, they weren't that long, but they knew what they were doing, and they didn't need to be longer than they needed to be. And you know what I mean? And the episode count was perfect for what they were doing. So as long, and mind you, the creative team, on the Loki series is on board now with Daredevil Born Again. They are the ones, that are involved with Daredevil Born Again now, along with the writers from the Punisher show. So I'm not worried about this. I think, they can brainstorm it out, and especially, the Punisher team. I think there was a lot of crossovers there from the Netflix team, the Netflix Daredevil team, and then the Netflix, I think, there was a lot of kind of crossover there. The people that worked on the Netflix Daredevil show also worked on the Netflix Punisher show. At least that's what I think. So definitely, I'm not worried about it, but I'm a little bit worried about, as long as it's 13 episodes. At least I want it to be 13 episodes, and I want it to be very good lengthy episodes. But going on to the next topic, I'm really curious to know what you guys have to say about that. We are now going to go on to the next topic I want to talk about, so I want to get out of here. And that was by the Cinegeek, but it was also reported by the Hollywood Reporter. This article about, Daredevil Born Again will no longer be 18 episodes. But the next topic I want to talk about is, we have a recurring, stunt and fight coordinator from the Netflix Daredevil series from season 1 and season 2 that is coming back for Daredevil Born Again. So we're gonna have the same kind of fight choreography, what I mean, that gave us those great fight sequences that we loved in Daredevil season 1 and season 2. The fight coordinator is coming back for Daredevil Born Again. I think this is a big, huge W for us Netflix Daredevil, fans, because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people still, even after watching the Echo fight sequence, people were not happy with that at all. People thought that the fighting was still not on par for what they did in the Netflix Daredevil series. I disagree with that completely. Even if they could not get this dude back, which his name, I want to say his name right now. His name is Philip Silvera. Yeah, I think it's Silver. Wait, is it Silvera? Yeah, Philip Silvera. Yeah, I think his name is Philip Silvera. Sorry, I kind of was butchering your name a minute ago, but yes, Philip Silvera. Even if they could not get him back, I loved the route that they were going. Whoever the stunt coordinator was, and you know what I mean, and the fight coordinator, or the stunt and fight, yeah, I meant the fight coordinator, whoever that was that did Echo, I thought did a brilliant job. If you guys didn't see my previous video, I stated that fight sequence of Daredevil versus Echo, I think is the best fight sequence we've ever seen Daredevil do, in my personal opinion. I know that's crazy. Some people might think I'm talking crazy, but that fight is number one for me. I did a pull list of all the fight sequences from the Daredevil show, and that was on the top. I love that is the most accurate in terms of Daredevil. He used the billy clubs as much as he does in the comics. As you all know, in the Netflix Daredevil series, he didn't use the billy clubs as much. So that's why I'm saying that there was a lot of elements that's why I'm saying that gets number one in terms of like number one fight sequence, is because that is the most Daredevil we've seen of Daredevil, in terms of like, that is Daredevil, like, you know what I mean, in terms of acting like Daredevil. I think that was the best interpretation of Daredevil, what they did in Echo, because he used the billy clubs a lot more, with the brighter red suit. The cool flips he was doing, it just, and the way the kind of fight was set up, I really, really enjoyed it, and that's why I still say it's number one. But you know what I mean, and also I would say, even out of the first 2 seasons of Daredevil, I would say the best fight sequence of Daredevil are in season 3. So that's why I'm not against it. If they could not get him back, I was okay with the route Marvel was going. Whoever they were gonna get, whether it be the Echo, fight coordinator that they were going to get for Daredevil Born Again, I already knew that we were in great hands. But this just confirms me even more that they're really, really trying to really make, for the people that did not like the fight sequences, whether it be in She-Hulk, whether it be in Echo, they really want to make sure the fans are happy with this, and you know what I mean, especially the people that are so, hard from looking away and comparing from Netflix Daredevil. I mean, that's a big thing to live up to. In terms of Marvel has a lot they need to do to live up to that standard, but I feel like they've hit that standard for me on what they've done with Daredevil so far and what they've done with Kingpin so far, and where my kind of hopes and my kind of you know uh you know me being so like, there's a word for it, my kind of hopes, and also me like not worrying about things with what they were going to do in Daredevil Born Again. But I think it's really really cool that he is coming back. Philip Silvera, I think he's going to kill it. And I just think it's just something where this is just another more recognition to the fans of, like, we know what we're doing. We're making kind of we're making up for a lot of the mistakes that we did with, almost, making everything not canon, us kind of doing a soft reboot, us, killing off Karen and Foggy, or just Foggy, you know what I mean, and Daredevil, and Matt not wearing the Daredevil suit until like episode 4. We're really making up for all the mistakes that we did and making it more of a legal drama, and you know what I mean, instead of more like, the balanced life between him being Daredevil and him being a lawyer. You know what I mean? They're really making up for a lot of mistakes by, them making things canon now. Them bringing back, Karen and Foggy. Them, bringing back the people that did Punisher. Them also bringing since everybody loved Loki so much, them bringing in the people, the creative team behind Loki. They're really trying to make up for the mistakes that they made, and I think this is big headway for, again, a lot of people were being stubborn on the fact of just not being able to get their, head around that, nothing is better than Netflix Daredevil in terms of fighting. So they really said, okay, let's just get the fight coordinator of the first 2 seasons of Daredevil, and let's bring him in to do Daredevil Born Again, which I think was a smart decision. Not quite sure who the fight coordinator was for Daredevil season 3. I want to say it was the one dude that's the stunt double for Chris Evans. I forget his name on the top of my head, but he was also the stunt coordinator and also the director of the Chris Hemsworth movie that was on Netflix. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was called like it's gonna kill me. I honestly cannot remember the name of his movie. I'm just gonna search it up because it's gonna kill me. I don't know the movie I'm talking about right now. I know it's a Netflix movie. I think this is over here. Extraction. And I'm actually gonna check real quick because I know he's the director of that movie and he's also the fight coordinator. Sam Hargrave. Sam Hargrave was the stunt double for Charlie, I want to say, in season 3, and maybe he was also the stunt. I think he was also Charlie's stunt double or one of his stunt doubles in seasons 1. I don't know about season 2, but I also know. I also think that also he was the one that was in charge of the stunts in season 3. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I know he was involved in terms of being one of the stunt doubles for Charlie, but also making up some of the fights as they went. So one of the stunt coordinators. I think he did season 3, but like I said, I'm not quite sure. Correct me, like I said, if I'm wrong, down in the comments below. But like I said, I think this is great news for a lot of the people that just have not been liking the fight sequences that Daredevil has done so far in the MCU. So they really want to course correct that and really make it where it's like there is no. They want to make it for the fans to have no kind of no no kind of like no back to, no like kind of like no like, oh, this isn't right, or oh, this isn't Netflix's Daredevil. They kind of want to make it where it's like airtight, where it's like people can't complain, because at that point that we have the Netflix fight coordinator back, we have great writers behind the show, we have Karen and Foggy back, they're giving us everything we want now. So at this point there is no room to complain, and that's why I feel like they're really trying to make it airtight, where they're really giving us what we want. So that way, if this does fail, it's really on the people that just don't like the show, let alone them, because they did give us everything that we wanted. I know a lot of people will still look at it like, no, if they F it up, they F it up. Even if they're doing all these things, if they F it up, they F it up. And I'm like, and all in all, it's going to depend on really how the way you look at it. But at the end of the day, people will hate just to hate. That's just how it is in the surrounding of, the Marvel fandom or superhero fandom in general. But I think it's really great news that Philip Silvera is coming back. Like I said, I think he'll kill it. I have no doubt about it, because like I said, there are some great sequences in season 1 and especially in season 2. There's a lot of fight sequences in season 2 I prefer over season 1. So definitely excited to see what he does. Especially with the Marvel Studios budget now. especially now that kind of Daredevil's a little bit more, agile, a little bit light on his feet. I'm excited to see those elements of what they will do. Um, what he'll be able to play with in terms of now having the budget and kind of having kind of Daredevil being souped up now that he's kind of having the being really really light on his feet and doing all these flips and things. I'm really excited to see what Philip does with all that because he has a lot more to work with. But now going on to the next thing we're going to talk about, which I'm going to try to find it right now. I think I know where it is, but at the same time I do. Was it down here? Was it down here? No, I already talked about that. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about? That might have been it. But at the same time, I think the other thing I wanted to talk about, which we'll just bring this up because it's a cool kind of like poster they have right here. The next thing I want to talk about is that Daredevil Born Again starts filming Monday. I think that's incredible that they're filming Monday. It's crazy to think that they're starting Monday. So expect a lot more set photos to leak out. I am gonna keep track of all that. I definitely want to cover that stuff if set photos do leak. I definitely want to like make a video for you guys, talk about it, kind of maybe do some speculation. Because we all know Daredevil season 4. I mean, Daredevil Born Again is kind of, at least that's, I don't know if this is exactly right, or maybe they're saying Spider-Man 4 will be this, or Daredevil Born Again will be this. Because I know in Daredevil Born Again, Wilson will still be mayor. Of course, for spoilers for people that didn't see, didn't watch until the end of Echo or didn't see the end credit for Echo. But, Wilson Fisk is going to be running for mayor. And I mean, a lot of people knew that just because of the set photos that we had when they were doing the first draft of Daredevil Born Again. But not only that, when when they first announced it before they started shooting for Daredevil Born Again, they announced that, Kingpin would be mayor. So really, it's kind of the start of the Devil's Reign comic, or a version of the Devil's Reign comic, which I actually have, which I can actually like bring out real quick. I actually want to show you guys because this was really really cool. I'm really glad I got this when I did because this is a really great comic. And at first, I could not find. At first, like I can only I started reading the Devil's Reign when it was a couple issues in. So I couldn't find, usually in the comic book world, for a lot of people that don't know, but for a lot of people that do, if you don't get a certain issue, it can sell out and it's gone. It's like once it's out, it's out. There is no reprints usually of that comic, especially of a run. They really don't do it. So, and it's very, very hard to find. But I was lucky enough where I had, like I said, I had the first couple of issues of the comic of that storyline, but I could not get some of the ones that I didn't have, so I couldn't finish it. So I looked when they brought it into a full on graphic novel book, and they had all the comics in one book, and I was able to find it. I actually found this at Barnes and Noble. So if you guys want to go to your local Barnes and Nobles, or if you want to go to like look on Amazon, or even if you don't have a Barnes and Nobles maybe in your town, city, whatever, you can go online and buy it on Barnes and Nobles website and get shipped to your place. But I definitely recommend this comic book. They're gonna take a lot of inspiration from this. They're gonna do a lot of it. They're kind of doing like this storyline in Daredevil Born Again, and it's gonna go into, of course, Spider-Man 4. So there's like, you definitely want to read this. I have to like catch up and read this because I started reading this comic, have not finished it yet. I really enjoyed it. Like shit got in the way where I could not finish it, and I've been busy ever since. But I definitely, before going into Daredevil Born Again, I definitely want to do a reread of this comic, and you'll kind of have a refresher before going into the series. So definitely I recommend this. Like I said, the Devil's Reign comic, it's a really really good comic. Like I said, um, the cover art in general is very like appealing. Not only that, but of course we have Spider-Man in it. We have, of course, it's like the New York City, whether it be the Avengers, whether it be the Defenders, it's like they're all there. So like Spider-Man's in this. We have Daredevil, of course, we have Jessica Jones, we have Luke Cage. So we're gonna get introduced to Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, if not in Daredevil Born Again, because I heard that they're not going to show up in that, and they're most likely going to show up in Spider-Man 4 as cameos. It makes me really, really excited. It makes me just know that they're really building up to a version of the Devil's Reign comic. So I'm super, super excited about that. And I'm excited to see what the set photos will be like since they're starting on Monday. Expect it. Like, if they're filming outside, just know that paparazzi is going to be all over that. And we're going to have a whole bunch of pictures flooding in. I'm really hoping we get like what, depending on what episode they film, with Karen and Foggy, I really hope that somebody can get a photo of Deborah and Eldon on set with, of course, with Charlie, and kind of have like the trio back together again. I really hope someone can get a photo of that, because that would just make me so happy to just know that, everything needed to work out the way it needed to work out to get Deborah back and to get Eldon back. And it makes me happy that they get to come back, because I always hated that Marvel was gonna like only bring back Vincent and Charlie, and didn't look at Eldon and Deborah as extensions to that make the Daredevil show work. They all make the Daredevil show work. They're all, a big key part on why that show is fantastic, why we love that show, why we the show feels so real and grounded, and we really feel attached to these characters. They make it why we feel the way we feel about the show. So I felt like it was mad disrespectful when they were just gonna do a soft reboot but not get those two back as well. Like, it just pissed me off. I was like, that's a terrible mistake. I was always on that side. Like, and mind you, you guys know I love talking about Marvel. I'm a huge Marvel fan. I will defend Marvel all the time, but there's a lot of moments where I say how it is. I'm not afraid to like speak when shit is bad or I don't like stuff. So when I heard that they weren't gonna, bring back Eldon and Deborah, I was pissed. I was like, this is terrible. I don't know if this is gonna be one way of me not liking the show. But like I said, thank God Kevin watched those 4 episodes and said, "Oh hell no." They all said, "Oh hell no, scrap it. We're making things canon. We're just gonna do what we should have done to begin with." And that's just a good studio head. Without Kevin, this shit would have still been going on. They wouldn't have said, "Oh," you know what I mean? Just think about that for a minute. If Kevin was not there and Kevin did not watch it, they would have kept going. Just I'm just thankful for Kevin, bro. Kevin, you're the goat. You're probably never gonna see this, but thank you, Kevin, man. That we're on the right track of things. And anytime I hear something about Daredevil Born Again, it's really really great news, and it makes me feel even more confident that this show is gonna be kick ass. And I'm just excited when we first got our first teaser trailer, when we first got start getting promotional, posters, and it's just like the lead up to the release of the show. I'm so excited for that. The merch, like the t-shirts, the hoodies, just the Marvel Legends. I'm excited for all the stuff that's going to be involved with the show. I can't stop saying it enough. I can't stop talking about the show enough. I'm so excited. And I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments below. Like, out of the 3 topics we talked about, I'd say mostly, I would say, like, out of the 3 topics, 2 topics were really, really W newses, which of course was, or 4, because I told you guys about the how they were starting on Monday, or yeah, right, no, maybe I think 3, because the stunt coordinator coming back, it not being 18 episodes, but also them starting on Monday. So but like I said, the 18 episodes I would say is a W. So that makes like 3 W's right there. It depends on how you look at it. I could see a lot of people still complaining at the fact of like, and being upset, like, oh, it's not 18 episodes. Oh, there's no guarantee they're gonna make it 13, so they're probably gonna make it like 5 or 6. I wish a lot more people would be optimistic on the fact, or have some faith that you have to have faith that they're going to make it 13 episodes. You can't just go in with the idea of like, oh, I feel like the people that do that just, I, they might want to say they're still Marvel fans, but I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like they just are like, oh, they're tired of it and they're just done. And they really have no more faith in Marvel, so they've kind of just given up. And I see a lot of that on Twitter. I would say overall, Twitter is kind of a negative place, but I think it really makes me happy to see the people that are still, still have faith in Marvel out there, and still know that this is, it's good. Every studio is gonna make bad mistakes, but Marvel did the course correct, and they're giving. We're winning. Like, that's the best way I could put it. We're winning right now. From all the news that's dropped, and I think I take that as a win. It just makes me the whole them not doing 18 episodes anymore, because again, it's quality over quantity, and I feel like that's how they're looking at it right now. So I'm perfectly fine with that. Like I said, guys, I'm really curious to know what you have to say down in the comments below. Yet again, here, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, put in notifications, and like this video would be much appreciated. When you guys like the video, when you guys share the video, when you guys also when you guys subscribe to the channel, put notifications on, it's all much appreciated. I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm really, really trying to make this my living, because I love what I do, guys. I really, really do. And I just want to make sure that for my fans out there that are watching and that are maybe already subbed and maybe have not been hitting the like button, it would be much appreciated if you guys could all hit the like button. It shows to me that you care and you guys want me to, achieve my dreams of hitting, 1,000 subscribers and hitting beyond that. I've had the goal for hitting 1,000 subscribers for a while now. That was a goal I wanted to get to at the end of last year, but I know we can do it before the middle of this year. I'd like to. I would love to hit 1,000 subscribers before we get into before at the end of February. That'd be amazing because we're pretty much almost at the beginning of February. But I would love if we could hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of February. We are so close. I want to say we're at 700 and something or 800 and something. We're so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. So yet again here, if you're just as excited as I am for Daredevil Born Again, along with these other great projects coming out like Deadpool 3, which there was some new they did new promo art for Deadpool 3, which I posted up on my community tab. If I don't make a video, usually I'll make a post. I always keep you guys updated, or I like to keep you guys updated on my community tab, on my Instagram, on my TikTok, on my Twitter. So go follow me all there. It's going to be all in the description down below. My TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that's going to be down in the description down below. My link tree. Also right up here. I didn't even really have to say it. I also have a Patreon that's only $5 a month. I have a 5, a 2, and a 10 tier. Definitely the $5 a month is the equivalent of the 10, but you get some extra things with the 10 tier. That is down in my link tree as well. We're pretty much at the tail end of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. We're gonna be starting up pretty much the live action Avatar pretty soon here, February 22nd. But before that, we're going to be starting the second part of Invincible Season 2, which is going to be starting next week. I'm not quite sure. They didn't tell us a day that they're going to release the first episode or first 2 episodes of part 2 of Season 2 of Invincible Season 2. But definitely keep an eye out for that. If you guys love Invincible, go subscribe to my Patreon. Like I said, it's only $5 a month. Access to movie reactions, TV series reactions, and best believe when Daredevil Born Again hits, we're going to be doing reactions to that over on the Patreon. If you're just as excited as I am also for the live action Avatar series for Netflix, I'm going to be covering that over on Patreon. If you've been watching Percy Jackson, I'm covering that over on Patreon. So definitely, guys, don't be afraid to go check out my Patreon. You can scroll, see what I have, see what you like, and if you like it, like I said, only $5 a month. It's killer. Only a lot more content's going to be coming. I actually want to add a couple of new kind of, additions to the tier list. I want to add like comic talk where I just talk about comics or show off my comic stuff. Or maybe if I get new legends, show off legends over there. I want to add some things over there. So if you're interested in any of that, like I said, only $5 a month in my link tree. Definitely go check it out. Don't be afraid to check it out. Like I said, it's free to check it out. So just go over there, look, see what I have. And if you like it, go join the Patreon. I'd love to have you over there. Make sure you guys join my Discord. I have not added my Discord to my link tree yet, but I'm going to ask my brother and see if he can do that because I'm not very familiar how to add that to the link tree. So I'm going to talk to him, ask him to add it so you guys can go join the Discord. I'd love to have you there. We have so many, different, playlists on the Discord, like chat rooms where we talk about whatever. Mainly Marvel, DC, and, Invincible. I have one for Invincible, The Boys. I have one for just chill talk, everything. Movie talk, whatever. So definitely go follow the Discord there. Come join the Discord. Like I said, go follow me on my socials. I'd love to have you. But then again, guys, let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about all this news. But as always, guys, that was the video. Hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.